Summon Raging Spirit of Enormity. Summons a short-lived flaming skull that passes and covering them in physical damage, converting all of its physical damage to fire. Enemies not. Duration 5 seconds. Maximum 6 Raging Spirits. Minions of 88% more life. Minions hits are always crits. And 40% crit multi. Okay, for us over here on Poison SRS, this is nothing. For a hit variant like a Guardian, this is still not good enough on its own, even with the crit multi. Oh, and its cast time is 0.8. That's rough. But it might be... What's the name of that helmet? Oh, it's just reduced number. It's not you can only have 5. You just end up with 5. Okay. So that's no good. Honestly, I suspect this probably isn't even good for a hit variant. Even if you can make it do similar or more damage, it'll feel pretty bad to be relying on only 6 skulls to be able to clear. Just purely based on just not having enough minions to hit everything. Even if we just added a 0 to the end of their DPS numbers, it still wouldn't be that great. But Popcorn SRS, that can crit as well. This has got 88% more life on it. This is absolutely for detonating. This is absolutely for Popcorn SRS, which might be actually viable. Well, it was already viable, to be honest. To be honest, it was already viable. It was already decent, but not fantastic. With this, it might actually be fantastic. So, okay, sure, easy. All right, let's go through the rest in order. Purifying Flame of Revelations. 2-meter radius. Shockwave deals 110% more damage. But its damage effectiveness is 200 instead of, I think it's 220. Crit 5.5. I don't actually remember what its base crit was. But 50% of physical damage converted to... So it's got less damage and damage effectiveness and less AoE, but the Consecrated Ground Shockwave deals more damage, 110% more. That's interesting. I'm tempted to try this on the Minor. The cast time's still 0.7. Which is not like fantastic, but I've seen worse.
Barrel
Okay.
Why was Fibonacci afraid of 5?
We gotta turn this shit off.
5, 8, 1, 3. Kappa.
Thank you for the biddies. Mine's over at cast time, yep. Alright. Pyroclast Mine of Sabotage. Crit is 5.5. Pretty sure that's less. Fires 4 projectiles. Additional projectile. Each mine adds how much? Oh. This is the aura version. This is the support version. That is a lot of flat damage. Each mine adds 37 to 56 fire damage to hits against enemies near it. Literally, Pyroclast Mine Support, you can have 24 of them down. I don't know what 24 times 56 is. And that's without aura effect. If you're a Sab, you have 150% aura effect by default. So as a Sab with just your 24 mines and your aura effect, that should go up to a maximum. My understanding of how aura effect works with things like this is aura effect will affect that 37 to 56, but it will not affect the maximum number. So it would just let you get there easier, but not increase the max. Still, that's a lot of fire damage. Like a lot. That's a lot of fire damage. Okay. Rage, Vortex of Berserking. Ah, so all three of the melee players will have another choice. Sweet. Rage Storm attaches to you, has more AoE, and loses rage at an accelerating rate like Berserk. Does not sacrifice rage or scale damage with rage. Wait. Wait.
Hot take, but I feel like fake butter tastes better than real butter, but only margarinally.
So this Rage Vortex repetitively attacks enemies inside based on your attack speed. Spins with a sword or axe in an area around you if you have at least 10 rage, getting Rage Storm attached. So it's Cyclone, except not. It's Cyclone except not. Hold the phone though. Is attack Blade Vortex? Okay. Just stay with me though. Is it double cock material? Can I throw a few of these out with a cast on crit and then Cyclone in the group at the same time with another cast on crit? Yeah, one of those and my Cyclone. I don't know if that'll be good, but it'll be interesting. You'd have to generate a lot of rage for it, and we just lost the ability to do that, so I don't know. I don't know about that, but let's see. Raise Spectre of Transience? 5 base duration of 30 seconds. Is this Solwick? Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? Hold. Hold. I'm gonna need everyone to hold. We're doing it live. I'm sorry, am I spelling it wrong? Or are 0 people on PoE Ninja using Solwick? Literally 0. Well, hang on though, because that's the latest snapshot. What if we look at 1 week in? Literally, no one cares. Like, actually, no one cares. No one was using it, and it's completely trash. And you dedicated an entire alternate gem to something literally 0 people want. No one even tries to make this work. It was a terrible idea then. It's a terrible idea now. I've never been more flaccid from looking at a gem than this one. Raise Zombie of Slamming. Maximum 7 Raise Zombie. Raise Zombie's slam attack has 76% cooldown and 76% area. Oh, but they didn't give them any life. They didn't give them any life. We've now got cool slamming zombies that die too quick. Oh. You really need to make them a little tankier. Zombies get 38% more maximum life automatically now on the gem. Not on this gem. I mainly did 3 players on PoE Ninja running Solwick. Like total across all. Yeah, this was a waste of somebody's time. If anything, I'm a little bit mad about it, to be honest. Okay, moving on. Raise Zombie of Falling. This is the one we know about already, right? This guys, when the corpse falls on a minion, attack on a falling ground, causing an impact zone in an area, kills the zombie. Yep, cool. That one's cool. That one's cool. I'm excited for that. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on Ziz's build and how it goes because he's league starting it. Everybody wants to play Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, and I just want to play in the background It's Raining Men, but you know, whatever. Oh. Scorching Ray of Immolation. So no exposure, less damage per debuff stage, but faster cast speed. Cast time's really good. More dot damage and more duration. Huh. Additional debuff stages add 14% more damage. 8 stages. Base cast time of 0.18. This might... I'm going to need to see this in Path of Building and play with it, but this might replace Fire Trap in a Righteous Fire setup and actually do more damage than it. This might be where Righteous Fire gets its damage back that it's missing. Also, way more thematically appropriate to be Scorching Rain than it is to be throwing a Fire Trap. I'm going to be honest. Righteous Fire builds throwing Fire Traps felt stupid. This feels a lot better if it's good. Like, I know Fire Trap was the best choice, and I know everyone was using it for a reason, but this feels better. Hopefully the damage numbers work out that it actually gets used. All right, Shattering Steel of Ammunition. Ew. It's back to the steel mechanics. Consume steel charges, get extra steel stuff. Okay, no one wants to play that. We just skip that, right? Shield charge of the Chieftain. Crush. Shield crush of the Chieftain. Oh. 222 to 334. Listen. Just take 1 DPS off the top there, please. Make that say 222 to 333. I'm just saying. Adds 7 to 9 added fire damage per 15 armor on shield. More damage with close. Central wave has more area of effect. So it's just a fire armor version of Shield Crush. You're never going to play on a Chieftain, but that's fine. Okay, I mean, Shield Crush has been pretty good in the past. I don't see any reason not to have a fire version. Somebody will play it, but whatever. Sure. Siege Ballista of Splintering. Summon a Siege Ballista plus 3 to the maximum number of summoned totems. Projectiles can fork 1 additional time. Projectiles have 40% chance for an extra projectile when forking. Projectiles fork twice and have a base 40% chance for an extra projectile while forking. It's Woke Fork built into it. We've got fork wheels on the tree. You can get quite a bit of that. I think I love this. You could slap fork onto it. You wouldn't. It's already got 2 forks on it. You would slap chain on if you wanted more clear. If you needed more clear, you would slap on chain. That's kind of hot. This is kind of hot. I'm here for it. I'm actually here for that. That seems very cool. It doesn't have any base damage. Attack speed's 50%. It's fine because it's a totem. It's got 130% damage effectiveness. -3 max totems, not very good. That's +3. That is +3 totems. That's actually quite good. Smite of Divine Judgment. So this is the one the Animate Guardian uses, or at least a variant on it. Form strike, cause lightning strike nearby enemies, dealing damage in an area. I can only hit by once by this skill. Sure. 50% converted to lightning, 38% more area damage, base radius 2.1. Lightning strikes 3 targets within 7 meters. Oh, so that's without Ancestral Call. That's just, it hits 3 targets, but it doesn't have an aura. Okay. So this pretty much guarantees that we don't use the alt quality Animate Guardian. The one that uses the like Animate Guardian of Divine Judgment or whatever it was. It doesn't have an aura. There's no aura attached to this one. But I mean, this could be used. I don't really do melee attack builds, so I don't know if I should be excited about this at all. I have no idea. Soul Rend of Reaping. Ooh, hello. More crit, more damage, more effectiveness, but no dot. More proj speed. Oh, and no pierce. Huh. So you'd have to add projectile modifiers to it because it's 1 projectile with no pierce. But it does come with a base 7% crit and 400% damage effectiveness and quite a bit of flat damage. Wait, can't that chain? It should be able to do any projectile modifiers. Yeah. It should be able to do any projectile modifiers. You just have to actually do the thing. Not like it's not built in. With a 400% effectiveness of added damage, Covenant Stonk's going real high though. Put a level 29 added chaos on this with 400% effectiveness is a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Like so much. I don't know how you're going to make it clear well, but that's a lot of damage. Okay. Soul Rend of the Spiral. Okay, so it's back to pretty lowish damage. Well, I think it's back to its original damage, I think. It's got all of its pierce. It costs quite a lot of mana. Slower cast, no ES leech, fires 5 projectiles in a spire. Soul Rend Helix? Huh. It's got the dot on it as well. Blade Vortex of Chaos. Man, that cost is so big though. And it's down to a 5% crit, which is fine. It's got the dot back. Hmm. 64 mana cost. 64. 4 gems supports. That's just its base. It's gonna be like casting a blessing every single time. It's gonna be like a several hundred mana cost. Okay, there's a running thing that I'm really unhappy with, which is a lot of these alt quality stuff that's cool. One of the things they keep doing is putting super long cast times on things. And I don't know how to get across in my head that we collectively, and I feel comfortable speaking for everybody here, fucking hate that. Like, putting a super long, like, cast time on things makes them feel clunky and awkward. Find a better way to have a downside. The mana cost to downsides are fine. Like, do something else, not that. No one wants clunky gameplay. Doesn't matter how strong you make it. It's not fun to play if you make it clunky and awkward. And that's what long cast times do. Generally. Not a fan, though triggering this might be fun. No new filter early. We fixed that the other day. I'll get to it later. We're looking at gems right now. Spark of Nova. Alright. So it's just Spark but in a Nova. 200 damage effectiveness. It costs more. It's got a slower cast speed again. But it's got more damage. Quality adds projectiles. It fires in a circle. It's slower again though. That's not... Stop doing the cast speed thing, man. It's also not conversion. So... no poison. Damn, this one too. Damn, no rip poison. Rip poison. Okay. I mean, sure, whatever. Spark of unpredictability. So it's back to 8 proj. Less damage. Base duration is longer. By like 25%. That's nice. Launches unpredictable sparks that move randomly with large differences in speed and distance. Thanks. I hate it. The only thing worse than completely randomizing how my skill will function is putting it on a pendulum. Those are 2 more things you could stop. Stop randomizing my shit and stop putting stuff on pendulums. I'm gonna pass, thanks. Okay. Spectral Shield throw of Shattering. So this is just Spectral Shield throw. It costs a bit more. Attacks a bit slower. I'm noticing a theme. Higher amount of cold damage, so it's got cold damage instead of fizz. Has more projectiles but no built-in chain. But again, slower. So more damage, cold base instead of fizz. It's got a more projectile speed but no chain. More projectiles, but again, just slower. Just slower. Everything is slower, man. This is bad. This is the least good set of gems I've seen. Okay. Split arrow stritting. Modifiers to the number of projectiles instead apply to the number of targets. Split towards 8 targets. Split without being hit by a target. Okay. So it's just auto targeting. It's just an auto, you can't miss split arrow. That's all that is. And projectiles can split without hitting a target. When do they split? this is what I imagine that it will be. Here's me right here. This is how I imagine it. Us here. This is us, right? And then over here, bunch of mobs, right? Bunch of mobs. This is my projectile. I fire projectile. It gets a little bit away from me. It splits. Didn't hit nothing. It auto targets all of the mobs that it has enough projectiles to split at. Ta-da. That's what I see happening. That's what I see happening. I'm not positive about it, but that's how I'm envisioning. That's how I'm envisioning split arrow of splitting working. We'll see. Splitting steel of ammunition. Well, all three of those melee guys got even more option. Number of targets projectile split towards. So it's another one of those split things, but also consuming steel charges. Summon Chaos Golem of Maelstrom. Summons a Chaos Golem. The Chaos Golem can cast a powerful damage over time aura that withers enemies in addition to its melee attack. Minions have 20% chance to inflict wither on hit. When it says minions have 20% chance to wither on hit, does that mean all minions? Or does that mean just this minion? I think it means all minions. So here's the thing. I don't know which one of this is. But if it affects all minions, we might change swords in the poison SRS build back to the 60% chance to poison sword, because 20% chance to wither is enough. In fact, 10% chance to wither would be enough for poison SRS. There are 20 skulls out. Attacking several times a second, you will be at wither cap. If it is just itself, then we need a whole lot more information than this. What is the chaos aura damage over time? How big is it? What's its uptime? How often is it putting out withers? Is it able to stack 15 withers on its own on a single target? I need so much more information. There's just nothing here. It doesn't tell me anything. Where's all the information about the skills? You know how these ones have like a breakdown of like everything that happens in them? They're like huge. They're like the size of the whole screen. And then Minion is just like, we'll get to the FAQ. Calm down. Yeah, I need all this breakdown. I need that. I need that for that minion thing, because that could be affecting poison SRS. Unless it doesn't. It'd be affecting poison SRS unless it's only affecting itself. If it's only affecting itself, then I don't give a fuck. Alright, moving on. Flame Golem of the Meteor. Summons a Flame Golem. When summoned, the Flame Golem attacks by falling from the sky, dealing fire damage in an area and leaving behind burning ground on impact. After landing, it can cast a fire spray and wave of fire damage. 40% CDR. Huh. So Running problem. What is the Burning Grounds damage? What's it based on? How do I scale it? How big is it? What's its area? What's its base radius? After landing, it can cast a fire spray. What's that? What are the tags on it? What does it do? What's its damage numbers? What's Wave of Fire? What's the radius on that? What's the cooldown on that? What's the... Where's this? I know nothing about this gem. I know nothing about this gem. This is worthless to see. Where's my information? Where is it? Why isn't it on the gem? Oh my god. Okay. Summon Ice Golem of Hordes. Summons an Ice Golem. Maximum 3 summon golems, 40% CDR. Hello. Note. We've shown the Ice Golem of Horde in this patch, but all summon golem gems will have this variant to make up for the Anima Stone unique jewel no longer having the +1. Wait, a golem build's back? Huh. Three base carrying golems. One more from the tree, one more from the ascendancy. But you still get one. You can still get. There was +2 from jewels, and they keep referencing removing one of those two. So perhaps we get to play golems again. I can play another Golemancer build. I'm on board with that. All right, there's the SRS of Enormity. We did that. Summon Reaper of Revenants. Okay, what are you going to do? Because the only thing that's even remotely viable on Summon Reaper is scaling its one giant bleed hit. There's like 3 people that do it. Because of maximum 3 summoned Reapers, 40% movement speed, 30% less damage. Okay. Cause your non-Reaper builds the minions to deal 29% less damage and have 29% less health. Reaper would use a variety of slashing area attacks. Because of any Reaper it lost the... So it doesn't have a cooldown, but it's really slow to cast, again. Really slow to cast again. It doesn't have any of the bleed chance, any of the bleed damage, and it doesn't have the dash attack when the skill is used by the player. See, this could still be useful. This could still be useful. Because here's the thing. What we were doing with the original Reaper, the only way to do the original Reaper was to scale the bleed. This appears to not want to scale the bleed and instead has some different attacks that we're not used to seeing. And they might be good. But again, what is the slashing area attack? What is its damage coefficient? What is its area? What is its cooldown? What is variety of slashing and area attacks? What are they? What do you mean? Okay, sure. Alright, what is this next one? Summon Reaper of Eviscerating. Summons a powerful Reaper which passively follows you without attacking enemies. The Reaper's presence weakens your other minions and it will consume them temporarily Empower and heal itself. Using this skill while the Reaper is already summoned causes it to dash to a target location and perform a powerful attack. Trigger supported by... Okay. Summon skeletal mage... Oh, no. Sorry. I misspoke. Summon skeletons of archers. Summon skeleton archers as a target location that fire an arrow and die after a duration. Summons 3 at a time. 8 total max. What's their damage efficiency? How many projectiles do they have? What kind of an attack is it? Does it have any projectile speed? What is it? What is anything? They can't write it all on the gem baler? Well, except they can. They don't mind giving you a novella on everything else. This is interesting. Prismatic. The skeletal mage gem is prismatic? Hold the phone. Does that mean I can use the jewels? Like the Ellie hit jewels? Can I block elements? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I'm almost certain that that means you can block element. Why else would you add the prismatic tag? Oh, that's interesting. Luckily, I already know what the abilities that these things do. Guardian for sure, right? Guardian pure cold? Guardian, you lock them into cold because you can still deal with that. Surely you'll still be able to deal fire and lightning damage. It'll just be only cold hits. So the hatred will affect it all the time. And the other 2 auras are flat damage types. Yeah, Replica Covenant, 29 added cold. Lock them into cold. Use your hatred aura to buff that cold as a guardian. But then also have wrath and anger for extra addeds of the other 2 anyway. Just for extra damage. Yeah, it's 50% less. Oh, you're right. It is less damage. Okay. So not a guardian. Not a guardian. It's probably something else. Okay. Either way, being able to lock... Oh. Lightning. Doriani's prototypes. Oh. Oh. Hello. Sunder of Earth Breaking. We've not support adopted by skill use, less cost, faster attacks, less damage effectiveness, but more AoE, more damaging area, fewer shockwaves, less delay between waves, does not gradually... Yo, this is just better Sunder? This one attacks faster. Yeah. Okay. Good. All 3 melee players rejoice. You have like a good skill. Void Sphere of Rending. Creates a void sphere which hinders enemies around you with a debuff stronger than enemies close to the sphere. Also regularly pulses for area damage. Consume the corpses of enemies which die inside the area. Can only have 1 void sphere at a time. 40% to chaos. What is happening? No cooldown. Too long of a cast speed to be comfortable, but... Oh, it also doesn't pull things in. Consume the cost of an enemy, it doesn't say, there we go. Okay. So it doesn't... So it's one of those turn it into a main skill though, right? You can only have 1 at a time, but with no cooldown... you can still cover a pretty big area. And so it's one of those like turn it into an actual skill that does damage deals, right? I think I'm okay with this. I wouldn't league start it, but I definitely want to play with that later. That sounds cool, but not reliable for a league start. All right, moving on. Volcanic Fissure of Shaking. It doesn't matter. Anyone that was going to play that is now playing New Sunder. Slam the ground, creating a winding fissure that deals damage. Okay. So, slower attack speed. No projectiles. Continues to travel but has more AoE. Yeah. Snaking, sorry. Yeah, right. That's the one that like hits a mob, goes to a different mob, goes to a different mob. That doesn't matter. Play this Sunder Gem looks real good. Play it instead. Vortex of Projection. Less duration, less dot, but it goes on a frostbolt. Can explode from 5 frostbite projectiles though. Garbage cast speed, but it 5? It wasn't always 5, was it? Wasn't it 3? It was 3 before, right? It was at least 4? Was it? Okay, well, now it's 5. 50% more area when casting frostbolt. Okay. I mean, pity about the slow cast time. It keeps happening, but otherwise, sure, there's that back. Wild Strike of Extremes. Oh my god, look at the tags. Attack, melee, strike, lightning, cold, fire, projectile, AoE, chaining, prismatic. Wait, prismatic? Okay. So it's got prismatic as well. Cool. Your melee weapon straps never converting physical damage to a random, then depending on the element chosen is a fire explosion, arcbolt of lightning, or an icy wave. It'll avoid choosing the same element twice. Oh! I'm sorry, cost 28 mana, 28 life, and 28 energy shield. Jesus! Jesus! But the attack damage is 240% of base, with the added effectiveness at 240 as well. Projectiles can pierce all targets. Beam chain 7 times. Fires 3 projectiles. 19% area, chance to freeze, shock, and ignite. Physical damage converted to, yep. Hits treat, oh. Hits treat enemy monster elemental resistance values as inverted. Sorry? Okay. Huh. That's in. I take back everything I said about the 3 melee people. You were right all along. We're all playing Wild Strike. This actually looks fucking great. I apologize for the slander. Melee looks great. Look, I'm not going to league start this. It looks like it's going to require some investment. But I am here for it. What happens if you don't have 28 ES? You don't get to cast the skill, like you're out of mana. You have to be able to maintain the life, mana, and ES cost. Now you can change the mana cost to either life with blood magic or to energy shield with eldritch battery. but you can't change the life cost into anything, and you can't change the energy shield cost into anything. Though you can reduce it with like reduced cost of skills, but not with flat reduced mana. That will only affect the mana portion. So we can make it cost. It's going to be hard to attack with. It's going to require investment, but that looks actually fantastic. That looks actually fantastic. I apologize for the slander to all 3 of the melee players. That was very rude of me. I'm going to make a melee build this league. My bad. Don't forget the new lightning strike. Shit, I might make 2 melee builds this league.